Okay, that's my new computer over there. I'll start making future videos on that. And I want to talk about gaining status and why it's actually important for men. Okay? And I'm not talking about self-improvement, because self-improvement is a euphemism. Men are actually embarrassed to talk about status directly, too bluntly. It's always talked about in euphemisms, right? And how relationship dynamics work is always talked about in euphemisms. Okay, the lower status you are as a man, the less social circle options you have, the less romantic options that you have. Okay, so there's a lot of really bad advice given to men by the ghosting community, MGTOW types, like just drop out, don't do anything. The doomers do it as well. The doomers, I've noticed, are stuck in ghosting and MGTOW thought patterns, delusion and cope. So basically, these people, they're low status, they're unemployed or in dead-end jobs, they can't get a woman into their lives. A lot of them are probably antisocial. Men in general don't want to bond with other men and be friends with other men, so they got very flaky social circles with other men, very shallow acquaintances with other men, and they're very bitter about it, but they want to cope as well. They've been rejected by women and by society. They haven't earned their place, quote unquote, right? Because it's there's a lot of luck involved in status, okay? But they're trying to self-rationalize their low status and say, "Oh, I'm rejecting society. I'm dropping out. Oh yeah, I don't want to be working in the fucking the rat race. I don't want to be a conformist. Blah blah blah." But if they could get status, especially if you could get it easily, they'll get status and they'll conform, right? They'll gladly conform. Okay, they're just too weird to conform successfully on some level. That's what a lot of it is. And men get rejected far more than women. Women can be as weird as fuck, and they can still they can conform and be accepted by society. There's a massive difference there. And I don't give lifestyle advice, but I'm going to give status advice. It's not going to be a regular thing on my channel. This is probably the only video I do it. I'm going to give status advice now, right? And there's too many variables. There's too many different people watching this channel. Too many different life situations. So I can't give you status advice to getting status exactly. I can only keep it vague. So if you can get status easily, get status. And if you can avoid it, don't behave in ways that will damage your status and drive people away like I did. Because I did a lot of self-sabotaging when I was younger. I did lots of crazy odd things. And my early 40s and my life's in a dead end for the most part. But not for but I've got someone very important to me in my life. I've got two people very important to me in my life right now. So I'm fine in that regard. And it's a big help to my mental health, because being on my own, I never realised how damaging it was and soul crushing it was. And I don't want to digress into that. I might do another video on that, male loneliness. But yeah, gain status in the easiest way possible. It's not self-improvement. If you can gain status without self-improvement, get it. If you can have status by being a fat, lazy slob, be it that way. It doesn't matter how you gain your fucking status, as long as it's not. Look, in a moderate sense, right? You don't want to be working yourself into a grave. You don't want to be pandering to a woman and being a slave, right? You want to have some sort of status, so you've got some sort of social circles and you've got choices in life, right? Even if you don't take those choices, because being denied those choices is going to wound your ego and you're going to resent it, right? You might tell yourself, oh, I'm fine, I don't need that, I don't need this, but on some level you will have resentment, because I'm not just talking about what I feel. Like, there was a lot of denial from my part, there's a lot of ego wank, there's lots of delusion on my part. I'm not just talking about me. I can see it in other men all the time in their posturing online. they're in a similar boat, or they're in the same boat. And I'm changing my habits. I'm bored with gaming in general. It makes me miserable. I've cut down. Okay. And I want to do two things. I want to be more creative for two reasons. I want to be more creative because I want to create something intrinsically that I like. I want to do more men's rights related stuff, right? I want to do more I want to do scripted videos again. I want to do more highbrow videos with more effort put in. But also I want to create stuff and do stuff that will get me some status if I can, quite frankly, right? So let's say I could create a YouTube channel that wasn't related to men's rights, and I could gain status, and I could gain female groupies. I'll do it. I know what the risk is with female groupies, and I'm telling you, but I'll be honest, I'd still do it, right? And if you're a heterosexual male, you'll do the same thing, so don't lie to yourself, okay? And posturing about, oh, I'm beyond women, I don't need women, right? If you are, good for you, but that's actually nothing to do with men's rights, okay? Because men need systematic change and they need to work together for their own interests. And a lot of this is nothing, it is to do with women, but it's nothing to do with women. Because at the end of the day, if men don't organise, it's not really women's fault, it's men's fault. Yeah? I did a video complaining about why people don't go on the Reddit, don't post on the Reddit, and bingo, no one's posting on the Reddit. That's another example. I'm talking to you who watching the video. Make a fucking Reddit account and post on our Reddits. Okay? All right, whatever. So, everything in moderation. Try and gain some status if you can. It's for your own good.